welcome to the May edition of the Beloit Today show. You'd almost think it was still April because April showers bring
May flowers.
But it is May.
Where are they?
They're coming.
This is terrible.
Wouldn't it stand to reason that we've had these absolutely beautiful 80-some degree days, and the day we need to film, it's raining.
Yeah.
Oh well, it's not going to stop us. We have a great show today.
We do have a great show. Behind us, you can see the Phoenix Project, and I'm interviewing Rob Gerbitz, the president of Hendricks Commercial, and he's going to give us an update on the project that we've all been secretly watching.
Absolutely. I can see downtown Beloit from my office window, and now I can see the Phoenix Project rising from the ashes.
Ooh.
Then I'm going to interview Shauna Elamine from the Downtown Beloit Association. She's going to tell us about how they're going to work around the Phoenix Project because some of the farmers market stalls are being taken up with the fencing. So she's going to tell us and explain to people where that's going to be taking place.
And then, unfortunately, it's raining, but tell us who else you're interviewing.
Well, I'm interviewing Mark Edwards, and we're going to be in the vicinity of the dog park. The plan was to be at the dog park, but, we'll talk about it. So.
Yeah, we couldn't bring our dogs today. I'll have to tell my dog when I get home. Sorry, it was raining.
That's where I was.
And the last interview we have today is with Terry Downing. We have another house for sale under the housing rehab program in the city of Beloit, and I looked at it online today. It's at 122 Hackett, and it is cute. They're always so cute.
They are cute. They do a great job.
Yeah, they have so much character, and it's going to be a great show. There's a lot happening, and Pam and I always enjoy doing, well, not today, but typically we enjoy the filming much more in the summer.
Absolutely. We can sit by the lagoon and watch the boats.
Yeah, so look forward to that.
Okay, stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Beth Jacobson, and I'm here with Rob Gerbitz from Hendricks Commercial. He's the president of Hendricks Commercial. Yep. And we're here today to talk about the Phoenix Project here downtown on East Grand. So, Rob, tell us where we are right now.
Well, right now we're in masonry. As you can see, things are going up in the air, the elevator shafts, some of the common walls. We'll continue with that for the next few weeks, and then you'll start to see actual walls go up throughout the outside.
Well, it's been an exciting project, and Pam and I have covered it when the building first came down. It was exciting for Beloiters that have never, looked through West Grand Avenue. But let's talk about a couple other things. Now, are we the big question of the day is, are we on task? Are we on?
We're a little bit behind, mainly because of the weather. We've had 40+ days of rain over the last 60, so we got kind of shut down on a lot of those days. They work through a lot of stuff, but we'll make up for it later in the schedule. But right now we're a little bit behind, but not too bad.
Now, some of our friends downtown, the other big question of the day is, how will this impact the farmers market? It looks like right now we have some barricades in the street, and those will be moved back soon.
We're going to do our best to get those out of there by the end of July. Is going to be probably the earliest, just because of all the work we're going to be doing, in regards to masonry, brickwork in particular, and then other exterior stuff. From insurance purposes and stuff like that, we really have to kind of keep those out there at this point. But we'll get them out of there as quickly as we can. Of course, we want it to be open as much as anybody else.
Sure. So safety first.
Oh,
is
yeah.
That what you're saying? So we see some renderings that were downtown. Have the renderings changed any? There's been rumors that the facades have changed a little bit. Is that?
Not much. A little bit. We kind of made final selections in brick and some of the siding materials that we're going to use. But by and large, the renderings are pretty much what we anticipated.
Now, the other question, we get tons of questions at the city. What's the story with the college?
The story with the college really is we set out to work with them in this project from the very beginning, and but with no guarantees from them to actually do student housing here, and that we were okay with that. And the work we did in the architectural, we planned for either apartments or for student housing, and so we did a little bit of extra work up front for just designing it so we had that flexibility. And we knew we would never get the answer from them until April of this year anyhow, just because it takes a lot, and it's a new process for them as well. And when they said it just wasn't going to work for them, for us it was fine. We like the demand of the apartments as it is for down here, so we were confident in either which direction. So.
Sure, there was always a plan A and a plan B,
yeah.
And so you were prepared for this, and there's no hard feelings.
Oh, absolutely not. No, we'll continue to work with Scott and the rest of the college, and hopefully maybe in some other student housing projects that would be maybe more what I'd call more normalized student housing. This is definitely not your normal student housing.
Sure,
so.
this was a little bit higher end from
Yeah.
what the renderings were, but so just to clear up all the confusion, you heard it here, everything's fine, everyone's
Everything's
friends.
fine. Yeah.
So we're excited to see it coming up. Can you remind us again, is it 4 stories tall?
It's 4 stories.
And then it's mixed use, so that means the first floor will be retail space?
Retail, hopefully predominantly restaurant and some shop space there. And then the upper floors will be apartments, I think 27 units.
And then we heard about a pass-through, there'll be a pass-through from the parking lot to...
Yeah, that's one of the things that did change since probably the original renderings. If you look at the very original ones, there was a building that was on the far west side that wasn't ours. We ended up actually purchasing that, and then we tore that down, and then we're gonna have outdoor dining for that end retail space, and then also a sidewalk that'll go back to the parking lots in the rear of the building.
Oh, so so now there's outdoor dining?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that will be exciting for downtown. We don't have a lot of that. I think that Shauna at the DBA is always talking about getting people on the sidewalks and
Yeah.
to get comfortable. So you don't have any leads on when the commercial space will open or who will be there at this point?
We don't at this point. We're working with a number of different tenants. Dan Barkus, who handles this project for us, he has a couple of tenants that he's working with in particular, but we're really early right now. You know, it'd be nice if we could announce them in the next 90 days, have the space ready, you know, certainly so they could open up by the end of the year, maybe beginning of next year at the latest.
Oh, wow. So we're on schedule. We're moving forward. We might even have it the first floor with tenants this year or early next year.
That'd be the goal, yeah. I mean, we want to get them in as soon as we can, you know, but we also want the right tenants too. We
Right.
really want to find good, solid business people to run those spaces, so.
So what can residents anticipate? The building will go up, and then typically what happens is that then all the work's on the inside, right? So
Right.
you won't know what's happening.
Yep.
Are we gonna see someone taking the first floor, or when are you gonna work, and will there be a change between when residents can move into the apartments and when the first floor gets put in?
I'd love to tell you how it works exactly, but it never does. Because, you know, when you have a retailer that's looking for the space, you know, it's our job to get it ready for them as quickly as we can, which is much different than apartments. I mean, there's only so many things you can do to efficiently build it and have it ready for basically anyone who wants to come in and move in. So
Sure.
I don't think any one will, you know, supersede one or the other. I hope the retail does, because that means we have the tenants in place and we're ready to go. The apartments and the demand we're getting already is really great, so I feel pretty good about that too.
So the demand, if people are interested, what do they do?
I gotta call Dan Barkus at
Call Dan
Hendricks
Barkus.
Commercial.
Okay.
He'll
That's
have
good
it
to
ready
know.
for him, yep.
Leave them
Yeah.
voicemails. So that's exciting news. And then what else can people anticipate if they were interested in living there? Do you have any idea? Is it high end, or
Yeah.
how many bedrooms are we thinking?
It's either 1 bedroom at the minimum, or most are 2 bedroom, 2 bath, unit laundries, you know, wood floors, brick walls, granite countertops, so it's a nice
nice.
product, yeah.
And where will they park their cars? Are there going to be garages?
There's some garages, I think we're right around 16 garages roughly, and then the remaining parking is actually in the city lot right behind there.
That's very exciting to hear. And that's kind of downtown living. That's what
It
people
is.
do in big cities, so that's just the
Yeah.
way that it goes.
Absolutely.
And now, is there anything else that you want people to know about the project?
You know, just all the people that are working on it, you know, kind of appreciate the work they're doing on it, because it's definitely not easy construction, because you know, we're really doing our best, and Terry Russell from CCI is doing a great job of this as well, of just making sure that this building looks like it was actually built in the 1920s, and as best we can with certainly today's efficiencies and stuff like that. But it takes a lot of time, you know, patience and attention to detail. So.
Well, I know it's exciting when I drive to work. I see the masons out there working already.
I like
so
seeing
they're
masons.
working. They're working long hours, and as always, we appreciate your investment in downtown. We, as a resident, you know, everyone always asks me questions as if I know what's happening, and
Well, you do.
You're the person to ask. So now that we know the answer, call Dan Barkus.
Call Dan
And-
Barkus or go to our website.
Oh, great! Or go to Hendricks Commercial. So
Yep.
thanks again.
Thank you.
Shauna Elamine is here with us. She's the Executive Director of the Downtown Beloit Association. Thanks, Shauna, for coming.
Thank you.
Shauna has some pertinent information following Rob Gerbitz and Beth Jacobson's interview about how the Phoenix Project is sort of going to affect the farmers market this year.
Yeah, well, Art Walk just got done, so we are pushing right away for Farmers Market, and with that starting the first weekend in June, we are kind of worried. We do have to displace many of our vendors, about 18 of them. So we are moving them into the Gantry Park, which is the Mill Street parking lot, if anybody knows where the gantry is. We are going to push back farther there, so you'll have to go back a little farther in the Gantry Park to see everybody that you normally would see on Grand.
Okay, but there'll still be people on Grand, just not both sides of Grand Avenue.
Correct.
Okay, and that would only affect like about 18 vendors, so we'll still be able to find them, and there'll still be plenty of parking available, right?
Yes, we won't take any parking stalls. That was our main mission. Is we have 4,800 people every Saturday coming to Farmers Market. We definitely don't want to take up any parking stalls whatsoever. So we definitely marked it up good enough to where we don't have to do that.
Now that's just the major farmers market starting in June, but you do have farmers market going on right now, right?
Yes, we have pre-sales just on State Street, and that's the whole 300 block of State Street. We have about 50 vendors every Saturday right now, so that's an improvement over last year. We had about 20 last year.
Do you know what they're selling?
Everything from plants to crafts to some prepared foods, more like the salsas and stuff like that.
So you can get a jump on your summer season and come down to the farmers market every Saturday in May for the pre-sale, and then starting in June for the gigantic farmers market.
Yes, I
And
can't wait.
the hours are
8 a.m. till 1 p.m.
Okay, awesome. And what else is going on downtown?
Well, Fridays in the Park is about to start towards the end of May, so everybody can get their Fridays in the Park fix starting soon. The one thing about that is there is construction going on everywhere downtown, a little bit here and there. So we did have to move Fridays in the Park as well. So that's going to be in the Gantry Park, right underneath the big structure.
Okay.
First National Bank is planning some construction, so we had to get out of the park for just this year, though we'll be back there next year with a new and improved park, I'm told.
Okay, and the Gantry Park is just kitty corner from First National Bank Park, so you're still in the same area.
Yep, and we'll have arrows, so if people go to the wrong side of the street, we'll have arrows pointing to where they can go. We do have a large crowd that comes out every single Friday, so we want to make sure they find us.
It's fun, and that's over the lunch hour on Fridays. Don't get that confused with Music at Harry's Place on Friday nights. But this is during the lunch hour on Fridays. And don't you have a new little program where people can kind of buy gift certificates for them?
Yes, we're actually selling coupons ahead of time. If you want to support your family or say thank you to your clients, say thank you to your employees, you can buy as many coupons ahead of time as you want, and then they can use them throughout the whole 2013 season.
For the Friday afternoon
Yep.
music thing. Well, that's fun.
Yeah, and they're just $6, which is the same price as they would be if you came to the Fridays in the Park.
Okay, so if people want information on all of this, I know that they can go to your website.
Yes, definitely. DowntownBeloit.com, or they can call us. It's 365-0150.
And ask for Shauna or Crystal, and
Yes.
either one can help you. Anything else you
Well, we are kicking off a special fundraising campaign for the whole year. We're going to be doing a dough raising contest in May. It's at Papa Murphy's, May 22nd from 4 to 8 p.m. And then we're going to do selling the Snappers tickets throughout the year. So we'll sell them at farmers market booths and at our office. And all of that, half of it goes to us. Every ticket we sell, and then that all goes towards the hanging basket fund.
Oh, cute.
And then we have a Scoopy night plan too.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so more information on all of that is on our website. So we have lots of different stuff that we're trying to do to raise funds. If everybody doesn't know, the planting downtown costs us about $13,000 every year, between the spring and then the holiday. So we're just trying to do some creative fundraising to get the word out that we definitely need some support with that.
Well, that's great. And tell us again, when is the fundraising at Papa Murphy's?
That's May 22nd,
Okay.
4 to 8 p.m.
Okay, and then a percentage of every pizza or item sold goes to you.
20% of the whole
That's a lot.
night. And then if you go there during the day on May 22nd, just tell them you want to support DBA, and they'll let 20% of your purchase go towards us too.
Okay. Well, there's a lot going on in downtown Beloit.
We're
as
busy.
always. We're very busy. You're freshening up the place with all the hanging baskets, and we certainly invite people to come down and look at the progress on the Phoenix project and check out the hanging baskets and check out the farmer's market, check out the stores. We have some new stores downtown.
Yes, we do.
I happen to have checked some of those out and bought a little popcorn and chocolate, I have to add.
I go there once a week. It's a habit now.
Yeah. Well, stop down and see us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shauna. Brian Ramsey is the Director of Parks and Leisure Services, and Mark Edwards is the Supervisor of Parks and Cemeteries. I got that right. I want points for that. They're here with me to talk about the new dog park that's in Beloit. So who wants to start? Mark. Mark, you start. How long has the dog park been in the planning process?
For about 2 years. We started a couple of years ago. We put together a committee. The committee consisted of Brian and myself and some members from the Park and Rec Commission. And we actually toured some other dog parks in the area and got some ideas. And once we got those ideas, obviously we got back together and we put these ideas down on paper and came up with a rendering of what we thought the dog park should look like. And we also had a company, Design Perspectives out of the Chicago area, help us with our rendering of what we thought it should look like and what needs it needed to meet. And so from there, we
started formulating a plan. The plan we developed, we went through several different development design plans. We probably went through 3 or 4 different design plans till finally one day we said, let's all just get up and go out to the site we like and walk it and talk about the thing, which seemed to be much more effective than any type of planning we were doing.
And where is that site?
The site is right down the street here, basically at the corner of Willowbrook Road and Springbrook Court. But we like to stress that the access to it is through Leeson's Park. It's really at the far east end of Leeson's Park, which is located at 2200 Milwaukee Road.
And so then the parking would be primarily at Leeson's, but can you
Yes.
park on Springbrook?
There is nothing that prohibits you from doing so, but we really encourage folks to park in Leeson's Park. The main reason why is because the entrance area is coming in off of Leeson's Park. Otherwise, you have to walk down the hillside. And part of the design plan was, and in the research we did, was that we learned that dog parks, when the dog's already in the dog park, dogs get distracted by other dogs they see coming to and from the park site.
I see.
So if you have a blind spot where the entrance area is, they won't be distracted by other dogs. And dogs who are also coming to the park site won't get distracted by all other dogs seeing it in advance. So you don't get that pattern buildup of dogs running along the fence and wearing out the turf and things like that.
That's
So
interesting.
we deliberately built the entrance to the dog park in a blind spot where it's built at, because we've already had folks ask, well, if it's right there at the street, why can't we put the entrance gate there?
I see.
We deliberately designed the entrance to be kind of in a blind spot coming in off of Leeson's Park so that dogs won't be distracted and you can have more enjoyable time with your dog versus telling them to always come back from the gate with a new dog coming in or out.
Now, Mark, you mentioned that you looked at the needs of a dog park. So apparently there's some science to it. You don't just say, let's throw up a fence and have a dog park here. What needs do you look at when you think about a dog park? Is there a certain size that you need to have for a certain size dog? And how do you figure
Well,
that?
case in point, we have, within the overall dog park, we actually have 2 dog parks in there, one for small dogs and one for large dogs, to separate the two, just for safety reasons. And so that's just one idea as far as a need that needs to be met when you're talking about dog parks.
Now, I've been at the dog park with my dog, and he loved it, by the way. And there is sort of like a gated waiting area before you go into the main
Correct.
dog park. Is
Correct.
that part of the? There's a reason for that.
That's part of the design plan. And if you visit other dog parks, you'll see a similar type of design. The entrance gate is developed so that you walk into a small holding pen, and you're supposed to close the gate behind you before you open the gate for your dog to go into the large area too. That's the area where you're supposed to leash and unleash your dog.
That makes
So,
sense.
and that way, then if the gate's closed behind you, you don't have a chance that your dog will escape or anything else. Because let's remember, if you're outside of the pen, your dog's supposed to be on the leash. That is a requirement in our ordinance by the city of Beloit. This is the only exception we have within our parks, is for them to allow them to run off leash within the compounds of the dog park itself.
Okay. Now, are there rules and etiquette rules posted at the dog park for people?
Yes, there are, and obviously we think that it's very important that when individuals bring their dogs to the park, that they take a moment to read the rules or post it on a sign there that we put in. And we do think it's important that they take the time to take a look at the rules, take a look at the dog etiquette that we expect. And if they do that, I think that everybody involved will have a wonderful time there.
I agree. Now, one of the big requirements is that your dog must be licensed to be at the dog park, right? So where can people get those dog licenses and dog tags?
The dog license and the dog tags are both sold at the city clerk's not the city clerk, the city treasurer's
Okay.
office at City Hall, second floor, and the fee is only $20 for your tag. If you buy a city dog's license, it costs us $7.50. However, if you buy them in a combination at the same time, we can save you $2.50, and we're only charging $25.
Okay,
So that's a great deal, I think, and we encourage people to get that before they come out to the dog park.
And is there a separate fee for a non-resident?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
Yes, I don't remember what that is.
I believe
think
it's
$5 a month.
It's $30
Right.
for the, yeah.
Right.
It's $30 for non-residents.
And if you have additional dogs, it's only $10 more for each additional dog you have too.
Okay.
Now, if you haven't paid that, you can also pay the drop box fee that's out at the site, which is $5 for each time you visit the park too.
Oh, okay.
So
Sounds like a daily pass.
right. So we encourage you to buy it, your dog tag, and because if you go there more than 5 times, you're going to spend that amount really quickly. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Now, can they also buy at the Leisure Services office?
No, the only place they are being sold is at City Hall.
At the treasurer's office.
Mhm.
Now, in front of Mark on the table, I know we do have to wrap this up,
Sure.
but there's a million things to talk about because I love dogs, dog parks, it's right up my alley. There is a nice little brochure that is available on the city's website, or you have these out here at the Public Works.
They're at
Department.
Leisure
And-
Services, and they're down at the dog park too.
And I would also think that they're probably at City Hall, so when you
Yes,
get
they
your
are.
dog tags, you can pick one of these up
Yes.
too.
Mhm.
So, we encourage everybody with their dogs to come out and enjoy the dog park. I know my dog, he was wagging his tail. I think that's a happy sign.
That's
So,
good.
Yep. And if they have questions, can people call you or should
Yes.
we? Okay. And what
Yes.
phone number should they call?
They can call 364-292-29 and either ask for Mark or myself.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for being with us. We'll see you at the dog park.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm with Terry Downing, the Director of Community Development and Housing Services, and we're here today at 122 Hackett. So Terry, tell us about this house that we're in. It's for sale through the city?
It's for sale through the city. We purchased this property through the NSP program, which stands for Neighborhood Stabilization Program. And we rehabbed the entire inside. We redid the floors, the hardwood floors. We put new carpet in. We have new windows in this. We have new concrete, and it's for sale now.
And this house is at 122 Hackett. It's just north of the state line. It's near Vernon Park. And it has a for sale sign in the front with Century 21. What is this house? How many bedrooms is this house, and what is it listed at?
The bedrooms are 3. It has 3 bedrooms and a bonus room, so it could be 4 bedrooms. 2 bedrooms are downstairs, 1 bedroom's upstairs. It has 2 bathrooms, one's a full bathroom, one's a half, which is upstairs, and it's listed at $69,900.
And this house is very it's hard to tell, but the bedroom upstairs is a master bedroom. It's pretty big. I mean, it has sloped ceilings, but I mean, a lot of square footage. The house, Pam and I always call the houses at the city rehabs. They're very cute. This house, as you can see, has a lot of character. This is a fireplace. There's a lot of built-ins here. It's clean. The hardwood floors look amazing, and there's new carpet. So that's what we do, is you guys buy the house and then you put money into it. Can you tell us a little bit more about this program?
The program is the federal government has given municipalities funds to purchase foreclosed properties because of the foreclosure crisis. And that does two things. It allows cities to pick up properties to help with all of the vacant homes. And we pick up the worst of the worst, so that way we can rehab them and sell them, because no investor will pick up a house they might lose money on.
Sure.
And we don't want to have houses that are vacant for years and years and years. That attracts crime and and hazards and things like that. And it also provides jobs for the community, because while we're rehabbing these homes, people are working and we're hiring contractors and things like that.
So this program is a win-win for everyone. And when she says the worst of the worst, we just toured this house, and there's no indication that this house, I can't even think of a room where you're like, oh, that room might need work. I mean, even the kitchen looks beautiful. You can also look at the photos online. So people who are interested, they have to pre-qualify for this program?
They do have to pre-qualify. It can't be purchased for rental, so it has to be owned by an owner-occupant. And the family has to qualify by income, which means that they have to be 80% of the median income for this area, which is still pretty high.
Right, so in Beloit, we have a lot of residents that meet that qualifications, and then if it's someone who's been renting for a long time but has a job, they just don't have a high income, that they can still be homeowners. And this home is not a home that you would need to put a lot of maintenance in. It's been really refinished. Even the concrete in the front I see is brand new. So there's not really any indication that there's any work to be done. And it's on a corner lot, which was really convenient when we came up here.
Yeah, and it does have a new patio too on the side over here, which is really nice, because a lot of places don't have.
How many homes does the city of Beloit have for sale at this moment? We're in one, but there's other ones?
We have 4 homes that are currently on the market. We're working on 4 other homes that should be on the market by the end of the year.
So at some point, we'll have 8 homes on the market. And if a resident wanted information on that, would they just go to the city's website?
They could go to the city's website, or they can contact me at 608-364-6705. They could also contact Vicki JJ, which is our real estate agent for the city.
Mm-hmm. And where is she? Century 21?
Century 21 affiliated.
Mm-hmm. So you can call Terry, and then just to be clear, this is not associated with the Beloit Housing Authority.
That's correct.
So that's another question that we get a lot at the city, is that this is through, Terry works for neighborhood housing and community services.
Community and housing services.
Community and housing services. And then we have a completely separate program that's through the Housing Authority. So keep that in mind. Check our website. And Terry, thank you so much for letting us tour these homes. We love to come here. Pam and I are going to go look around a little bit more. Okay. And if you're interested, please fill out the paperwork and apply, because these homes are just sitting vacant at this point.
Hi, I'm Linda from Visit Beloit. Last week we had a great time at National Tourism Week. National Tourism Week is a great way to educate the public on the fun that you can have with tourism, but it's more importantly a great way to educate the public about the economic impact that tourism has on our community and our state. A few highlights from the week were our tourism celebration kickoff out at the Welcome Center with Stephanie Klett, and our Be In It, Join in a Conversation ball pit. We gave gifts to our visitors through our random acts of hospitality. We had activities every day at the Welcome Center. We had our Discover Beloit, Treasures of Beloit scavenger hunt. And we had a luncheon for our wonderful volunteers who keep Visit Beloit going. The expanded farmers market pre-sale has started for the year. Every Saturday, a section of State Street will be closed weekly in downtown Beloit for the month of May, with over 50 vendors selling a variety of local produce, plants, and goods. The full farmers market will begin June 1st with over 85 vendors. The farmers market is now Travel Green, Wisconsin certified. Beckman Mill has started their weekly tours every Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. Beckman Mill is one of Wisconsin's only restored working grist mills located in Beckman Mill County Park, and they are also Travel Green Wisconsin certified. The Memorial Day Parade will take place May 27th, starting in Beloit at Bluff Street in West Grand and heading to South Beloit Park. Lineup begins at 8 a.m. and the parade will start at 9 a.m. The 4th annual Vets Roll Trip will take place May 19th through the 22nd. 11 coaches with 200 World War II and Korean War vets and Rosie the Riveters, along with more than 100 assistants and volunteers and media, will depart for Washington, D.C. at 5:14 a.m. on May 19th. I know it's early, but please try to come down to the Eclipse Center and see them off. Everyone says it's a life-changing event. Starting on May 24th, Fridays in the Park will begin for the year. Take a break from work and meet up with some friends down at Gantry Park in downtown Beloit to listen to live music. You can kick off your shoes, have some lunch, soak up some sun every Friday from 11:30 to 1:30, and it's every Friday throughout the summer. I don't have time to mention all the fun things that we have taking place in Beloit, so please visit our website at visitbeloit.com to find out everything taking place in Beloit, where the fun begins.
So that wraps up the May edition of Beloit Today.
Absolutely. And look at us. We're on the move.
We are on the move.
And we hope that you're on the move with us this month of May. There's lots going on.
Downtown, at the dog park, everywhere.
I think we should just kind of keep on walking right over to the dog park.
We should.
It stopped raining. It's a great day. And we want to thank our staff, of course, for all the work that they've done. We have a couple graduating seniors this year, but I think we might be lucky and have one of them at least stick around.
Stick around, yes. Thank you, Jishnu. And there's lots of exciting things happening in Beloit. Make sure that you keep an eye on the Phoenix project as it comes up, as it's built.
All right. And what else do we have to say? I just, there was so much that we covered that I can't even think anymore.
Yes, it was a busy show, and look for more in June.
Absolutely. We'll see you again in June, and hopefully we'll be at the lagoon, someplace warm and watery.
Yes, stay tuned.